So what I wanted to do is just pull together some clips from the game I played today, my first game in the league, and I'm going to take the times that I played quarters. Now, in this game, I didn't play a lot of quarters. I wanted to play more man. I'm using the Rams, of course, so of course I'm going to try to get Jalen Ramsey to man up on Diggs here. But I did play a little bit of quarters versus formations. I think I can show you some examples of how I stayed in quarters match and how I got out of it. I think that's probably the best thing on this tape right here. There are examples against the run, how I fit it up at the end, and there are some disguises. I show you how to play quarters from two different disguise looks that I have. And then I do get one pick six on a quarter play versus a route that we talked about in the video versus 3x1 spread. So hope you guys enjoy it, man. Watch the clips. If you have any feedback, any questions, comments, I appreciate it. It's going to make me better, giving you better content. Just remember to always put your defense in match, okay? Every single time. You see on the screen right there. I almost forgot, But that's, if you want to be a match man, you got to put yourself in match when you need to, okay? Enjoy the video, man. It's only about 4 or 5 clips, all right? It's going to be pretty short, but hope you get something out of it. All right, so to check this play out, this is the first time I caught quarters in the game. He comes out in 11 personnel, which is 3 wide receivers, and, they tell you the formation, so it's bunch. Now, I'm second and 3. I'm actually going to come out in my base defense just because I want to have my pass rushers in a certain spot. That's not really what this video is about. Really, I'm going to call quarters knowing it's bunch, but what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to play true quarters. If you look at my adjustments here, what I end up doing is I actually put my defense into sticks alignment, sticks adjustment, okay? Which I told you, if you don't want to play true quarters, true match quarters, okay, to bunch formations, you can actually put your defense in a zone drop quarters by either turning off match, which I have match on, but you can turn it off, or during that play, you can just go to your coaching adjustments and go to sticks, which I don't, if you look at the replay, you'll see it there. It pops up on my screen. And then I actually put my guys in underneath, I put them in underneath coverage, hard flats. So when you look at this play, it's just going to be a drop 4. Now, I've always told you, though, it doesn't matter if you're playing, I like playing with that middle linebacker, and the play that really kind of like, people always look for is that little seam route right there by the tight end. All right, he kind of works up and becomes that vertical, the inside vertical. The number 2, I missed it, right? I played it way too, I almost got there too quick, right? Actually, I jumped and stayed with number 3 for a little bit, number 13, just to kind of cover him, that little pause. But that's just poor stick control, and that's early in the cycle. I'll pick that off. But that's what you always look for anytime, even if you're playing match coverage, okay? So that's one example there. Okay, this next play is a little bit of an advanced technique. So what I do is I call a pressure. I call a cover 0 blitz where both safeties are walking down and they're blitzing. And I talked about this in one of my videos as a tip. I like to run quarters from this look. When you have the safeties walk down and then you check your play, you audible to a cover 4 quarters defense, all right? And you can do this with other defenses too, but we're talking about quarters right now. The safeties won't back up. Now, some of the other position players will move around. In that case, because I was in man defense, Ramsey was on top, was assigned to play Diggs, and he had to go back out to the corner. So it looks a little funky. But the main thing is that the safeties don't back up. So it kind of gives you that press look. If you go like show blitz, not press look, the show blitz look, it gives you the same idea, except to me it's a little more natural. So the good thing I like about playing quarters from this position here is that when you look at the assignments, right? This safety, this free safety here has to cover 2 if he goes vertical, and he's actually playing it from 5 yards, and it actually turns into a much more pure man. And sometimes you lose, you don't get some of that funky animation stuff, and it also does confuse the offense, obviously. But right now I'm Wagner here, and let's just go through how I messed up on this play. All right, this is a mesh concept, right? So a mesh concept in this case, I got caught up in trying to chase the shallow route that was coming from right to left on the screen. Okay, now again, because there's 3 receivers to the right side, that's the side that I should be paying attention to. Technically, as soon as the running back stepped to the right, as soon as he stepped to the right, it became that's where my eyes should go. That's what I should be paying attention to. But then as soon as I get, and so if anything comes from that side of the field, I should be playing a 3 quote unquote hook which is a wall technique, and I should run with that guy, right? And we talked about this. Now, the game is not programmed perfectly because the quarter flat defender on this side should stay with number 2 when he runs his route. But the thing you have to understand is that if you know teams are running mesh, and I should know from this formation that this is a classic mesh route, instead of me staying with number 2, right, or staying with the new number 3, I need to possibly pass it off, knowing that this other quarter flat defender here is going to basically be sitting there with no work. So I have to have better vision to see in the Madden world what's going on from 2. And as soon as 2 was coming back across, I should have, as a user, at least been covering him, and that would have been the crosser or the shallow route that I should have been on. Now, being aggressive user, that would just eat me up there, but a lot of people would throw that guy open, especially if it's a good player. The route that actually does get open is this little hook route beyond me, and that's technically not my guy, and I want to talk about that quickly. So the safety, who's number 4, right, he's going to cover 2 vertical, and that one, his number 2 became that tight end, right? So he's looking now at him, and he's past linebacker depth, but he's kind of in that in-between area. He's going to sit down at 10. So the safety's a little bit hesitant, but at least he's close to cover that guy. But that's a vertical route, even though he stops at 10. It's over 10 yards. The safety has to take it. Now, how could I have helped out? I definitely would have helped out and probably, if I would have stayed in the middle and not necessarily ran downhill, right? And I knew that, and I was looking, and I was looking to actually be ready to take the crosser, but with a little bit more depth, a little bit more patience. So I could have just backed up like 2 or 3 steps, right? And I would have been sitting like right here, and then I would have jumped that. That probably would have got him off that read and might have put me in a perfect position to get an interception. The only bad thing is that when you're using a linebacker, you don't have the speed maybe to stay with like a Diggs. But I should have been sitting right here, and then boom, I could have came up and possibly, I would have discouraged the throw to the tight end, and then I would have possibly still been in position to make a play on the receiver. So that is an example on that play, why I got open and poor technique by me. That's me not really recognizing the formation. And as soon as I get drop back pass and you get crossers like that, you got to anticipate where the ball might go, and then also not be in such a hurry to just jump something. So I kind of just went with my rules, and I didn't really play it clean. And that's really a Madden thing. I can't program everybody to play it perfect. And I know the weaknesses of the defense, but I got to be a step smarter, and I got to actually think about the routes that are happening a little bit better, and that's going to come with time the more that I play. We'll go to the next. Okay, hey, so this is an example here of a 2x2 set with a stack look on the left-hand side, and I went a little bit ahead. I'm showing you the play the guy ran, okay? It was bench, and what he did was he took the tight end and he put him on an in route to serve as a check down, okay? So as I go show you this play, I knew the formation was a 2x2 tight, and so I made the same adjustment that I made, knowing that there's an issue in quarters to the stack side, right? So this is the stack side over here. If the back steps to the right, this is now the weak side stack. Basically, if you play true quarters over here and they're just playing that technique that I called zone it, right? It could be a situation where the corner ends up playing man on this guy no matter what, and then now you got the safety locked up on number 2, and if he runs a corner like he does on this play, the safety could be out leveraged pretty easy. Where in this case, it should be a 2-on-1 in quarters coverage, right? It shouldn't be a play where it's really 1-on-1 because there's only one vertical. So what I do is I do the same adjustment that I did on the first time I showed you. I put the defense into play the sticks. I took the underneath coverage and I put it in hard flat. I'm actually using the quarter flat defender to this side because I know that the DBs are going to take care of the corner because I have them in the stick coverage, which is just playing like a true drop cover 4. They're just going to their spots. You see Ramsey, you see Burrows, like they're just going to their spots. They're playing drop cover 4. And against this type of look, that's pretty much what I want them to get to. Now I have to sacrifice the underneath part of the coverage a little bit here because I can't get my matches with my quarter flat defender weak. and my middle linebacker, my three receiver hook player, who knows what he's going to do. He's just going to basically play a short zone. So I wanted to make sure I took away one read, which I know in this play, or the potential of this play, is a flat route by number 1 or number 2. But I know I wanted to take that away, and then I'm going to try to come back and use her late on this underneath route. And who knows what would happen if he didn't get hit. But again, this is not necessarily sound quarters coverage match tape. This is using Madden and showing you how, if I know somebody might be trying to attack me and attack my quarters match because they know I'm known to play it, I have to jump into some other alternate defenses and maybe give up other plays. Like right now, look at this dig, right? Look at this backside little wrap dig right here, wide open, right? Because this safety's dropping back and playing a true zone, just dropping out of there, a spot drop zone. If he was playing quarters, he would be closer to this, at least we hope. And this would be more of a challenging throw. But this user on offense just got caught up, and his read was probably one, right? Either the flat or the corner, and then he's looking to check it down to probably either the running back or this check down that he created with the in route audible hot route. So, but anyway, just wanted to show you this play. This is an example again of how sometimes, especially early in the game, sometimes, you know, like people who know you, like this opponent I'm playing, I know he studies tape and he knows tendencies pretty well. So I'm going to change up some of the stuff that I do early in the game to make him not feel confident that he's going to get what he thinks he should. But anyway, that's a strategy talk really more than anything else. I wanted to just show the mechanics of getting out of quarters and playing some zone drop within it without even turning off the match quarters. You can do it during the play. We'll see. Okay, here's the next play. I call quarters versus single back trips. I was excited to see single back trips because it's going to challenge me in the run game front. It's going to challenge me to get my run fits together, but also how can I stop the pass, right? So hold on, let me get this right. Hopefully it looks better. Anyway, so I'm going to play with the three receiver hook, all right? He's going to end up running a stick route combination here. And if you remember, I always said push out on the stick. Push out on the stick because you are the player that is responsible for the underneath routes here, and that's the opening in the zone. Sorry for the quality on this play. I don't know why my stream is getting screwed up here, but again, just watch this play. This is like the one time I actually, you know, I preached it in the teaching tapes and it happened well. But everybody is playing what they're supposed to. This is just regular match quarters. You can see the quarter flat defender here is matching number 2. He's a little bit late. The backside safety is coming over from the backside, looking for 3 vertical. And of course, we know the number 2 strong safety. You know, he's going to be watching for anything vertical. He doesn't get anything threatened deep. The backside corner is going to play Meg on number 1. So that's going to happen there. But again, you're going to focus on me here as the user playing a 3 receiver hook. And I'm going to push out on this and try to undercut it, and I did, and took it back for a touchdown. So I have, you know, that's just the way that you have to play that coverage. You should be, you know, you should feel comfortable that you don't have to run with anything deep versus 3-by-1 like that spread. You don't have to run with anybody deep. So you can really just get underneath and then just play those routes hard. We'll see how many more times I have in this game. I may not have that many more clips left of me actually playing cover 4 in this game. Cover 4 quarters in this. Alright, so I was pulling out clips only of pass plays, but I found a run play. But I want to talk through this play because I want to show you some of the disguise that I do. Like I did before when I brought the double safety pressure look, and I had both safeties lined up close down, pretty much, you know, at linebacker depth. This is another look that I like to use at a big nickel over G, and I call in my defense from the starting play. Actually, let me just show you. I call I think it's weak safety blitz 3, and you know, that defense by itself brings one safety down, gives it that nice little single high shell. And I really like to do this sometimes to people to confuse them, is to play a single high shell defense and play cover 4 if I feel like I have an idea what the routes might be again. It's going to be good versus corner routes. It's going to be really good versus dig routes. And, you know, those two are probably the most popular routes, in my opinion, in the game in general, every year in and year out. But this gives it also a nice little, again, this is against 12 personnel, and this formation puts the wide receiver here. So this is technically a bunch. 1, 2, 3. This is a bunch over here to the right side of the screen. And I put them in quarters, and I leave it. I don't make any adjustments. So technically, we're playing box coverage here, 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 and here. Okay, that's the 4 guys playing box. And this safety is playing quarters, and he would, in this case, if it's a pass play, he'll probably jet back here to see if anybody's going deep from the strong side, and then look to help out late over here. So that's what the coverage is. Now, this is not a pass play. This is a run play, but I wanted to just show you how you can play quarters coverage and play it, from a different look. Now, the other thing that you get here is you get that safety. Look at the strong safety here. I'm sorry, I have I have it in slow motion here. I'm trying to make it easier here. I'm low tech right now. I'll figure out how to make this thing better for you in the future. But look at the strong safety. Once I get it set up here, I'm just gonna play. Watch when the ball snap. Watch him. He's not backpedaling because he's not in a true zone drop. He's still in his quarters technique, and that means he's gonna play flat-footed and come downhill on run. Okay, I did a decent job in my fit, but look who's the second guy there to make the real tackle, right? The safety. So you get that nice little cover 3 look, that nice little cover 1 look, but you get that extra run defender also. So I wanted to just show that so you get an idea of different ways you can play quarters and how you can disguise it.